Hey young world, what up? It's your boy Frank coming back at y'all with a video that it's been a while. As you can see, I've been pretty busy. So welcome to the Chronicles of R&B Retail Blues podcast, if you will. So let's get right into it. So I've pretty much been on leave for quite some time, and I'll be going back to work. You could pretty much say in a couple of weeks. But out of this entire time that I've been out of work, obviously, going shopping, going shopping pretty much for, the kids, that sort of thing is concerned as well too. But then I've come across a lot of other people in the retail industry that has been very undesirable. I don't know who who these hiring managers are that be hiring these people, but there needs to be something in place where they could actually wind up having some type of not only just training, but the problem is that people are getting training and then they're just throwing them into the fray, if that makes sense. When literally, back when I was, I can say it, I used to work for Macy's. I'm not gonna say what location, but if you know, you know. When I worked for Macy's, obviously this was definitely over 20 years ago, I wound up getting extensive training. And, that literally took more than a week. And granted, I wasn't even ringing on the register. This is just me being on the sales floor and doing, backstock, work. Something has got to give, something has got to change. Now, if you really, I don't want to say look at it, but if you really look at it and think about it just as a whole, the retail industry is a dying industry. With Amazon taking over, people shop online, people don't go to the stores because of the experience. I can somewhat attest to that, even when it comes to, retail, and I could name, a bunch of other industries as well too. Even the food industry, the food industry is one of those places where, you might want to have an attitude. Well, let me not say have an attitude with them, but you want to make sure that your order is correct. But in the back of your mind, you got to think that, okay, if I say something too crazy to them, they might spit in my food. They might actually think about, throwing some things on the floor, picking it up, putting it back in my meal. They got to think about the people that they're hiring. Like I said, whether it's a hiring team, whether it's the managers, or even associates who's just recommending, their friends to other, to places of where they work at as well too. Yeah, I don't want to say I'm at a loss for words, but people really just got to do better, especially in the retail, any type of industry. It doesn't have to be retail. I'm only saying it because I work in that type of industry. But as a whole, like, have manners, respect the people that's helping you, respect the people that's, doing what they can to try and find that item for you. You may be having a bad day, but trust me, there's a lot other people that's having worse days than you are. So just keep that in mind and just know that literally at the same time, things have got to give. As you can hear my little one crying in the background just now. Guys, thank you so very much. Like I said, it's been a minute coming, so I'm going to keep trying to do as much videos as I possibly can just as I go forward. And I can't wait to get back at y'all. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. And guys, I'm back. All right, man. Later, y'all.